Okay students, so after studying oxidation, combustion and addition reaction, now next type of chemical property of organic compound, it can also be a kind of substitution reaction. So students, now next type of chemical reaction can also be substitution. Substitution reaction. What do you mean by substitution? Substitution means simple way, one atom is substituted by other. हाइड्रोजन निकालकर उसके लिए कोई दूसरा एटम लगा दिया, वो हो गया substitution reaction. Now, substitution reaction will basically study for saturated compound. Saturated compound. Now, saturated compound are comparatively less reactive. There are carbon-carbon single bond or carbon-hydrogen single bond present, carbon-hydrogen single bond or carbon-carbon single bond present. So, these bonds are difficult to break. These are very strong bonds. There are no any free electrons. No any free electrons present in this molecule. All electrons are used in a bonding. So, it is more stable as compared to carbon-carbon double bond or triple bond. So, mostly saturated carbon compounds, and suppose if we take any unsaturated carbon compound, then here we have free electrons. Free electrons means these electrons are free. They can use in a bonding. So, unsaturated organic compounds are more reactive as compared to saturated organic compound. So, we'll study substitution reaction for saturated organic compound. Okay? Substitution reaction mostly we have for a saturated organic compound. So, a simple point we can say saturated compounds are less reactive as compared to unsaturated organic compound. Because we have carbon-carbon single bond and carbon-hydrogen single bond. So, these carbon-carbon single bond and carbon-hydrogen single bond are stronger bond as compared to double bond. In case of double bond, there are free electrons. So, these free electron can be used up in a bonding. ये bond बना सकते हैं, लेकिन यहाँ single bond वाले और bond form नहीं कर सकते. तो हमें यहाँ पर reaction करनी है, means किसी atom को निकालकर दूसरा atom लगाना है. Here we can easily add anything. So, substitution reaction mostly required in case of saturated organic compound. Now, let's take one example of substitution reaction. Substitution reaction mostly occur in presence of sunlight. Substitution reaction generally occurs in presence of sunlight. Sunlight, or the reaction also takes place in presence of high temperature. Substitution reaction occurs in presence of sunlight or in presence of high temperature. Now, let's take one example. Suppose we have methane. And methane if react with chlorine, then substitution reaction occurs. CLD. Reaction takes place in presence of sunlight. I can write here sunlight. Instead of sunlight, you can also write high temperature. Now, how substitution reaction occur? So, during this reaction, this hydrogen atom is substituted by one chlorine. Okay? So, one hydrogen combined with a chlorine and you can get a byproduct. HCl. Now, instead of this hydrogen, what I can write? Chlorine. So, here my product will be CH3Cl. This is substitution reaction. So, during this reaction, we can say a hydrogen atom is substituted by chlorine. Understood? So, in substitution reaction, one atom is substituted by other. This is the reaction. In this reaction, we have done methane on reaction with chlorine. Methane on reaction with chlorine in presence of sunlight. The possible product here is this compound is called as
methyl chloride.
Exactly, methyl chloride. Methyl chloride. So methane on reaction with chlorine in presence of sunlight forms methyl chloride.
Plus
so
HCl.
Plus HCl is a byproduct. hydrochloric acid can be a byproduct. So this is a kind of substitution reaction. In this reaction, we can say in hydrocarbon, one atom is substituted by other atom. Means hydrogen is substituted by chlorine. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay.